How you doing, guys? This is going to be a review of the Bersa 380. And we need to go ahead and safety check the gun. A loaded magazine right there. And just took the magazine out and the chamber's empty. So the gun is empty right now. I also have an empty magazine here, so I'll lay that right there. I got two magazines for it. I'll lay this one fully loaded right there, so I will be demonstrating some stuff with that empty magazine. First of all, to start it out, I have to tell you, if you were looking for just a little 380 or a carry piece, or maybe just a simple, basic home defense firearm, you're looking at it right here. This is a great little gun. I'm going to tell you why. I have a few things I'd like to talk about. First of all, this gun being envisioned used for, like I said, it'd make a great concealed carry piece, possibly a decent truck gun. Although I think a high point would be probably a better choice for a truck gun because they're just they're cheaper. But this gun's about 200. Well, I'll talk about that later. But anyway, a good concealed carry piece. It's a good all-around choice. Home defense, a great home defense gun, concealed carry. It's just a little big for an ankle gun. You could probably do it. It's about the size. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of like the PP between the PPK and the PP, the Walthers, I believe. In between that size, just a little bit bigger than their Walther PPK, but still same shape, so it makes it similar to carry. This gun is very accurate as far as accuracy-wise. It has great grouping at moderate distances, anywhere from 7 to 15 yards. Now you can shoot the gun at 25 yards, but I'll probably need a rest because I'm not great at that distance, and I feel that my variables that I cause affect the gun more than just the gun's accuracy. And that is to say with a lot of firearms. Most guns are like that. They usually shoot more accurately than you can possibly do. But out to 15 yards, or I'll say out to 20 yards, the hits are fairly consistent with a 3-inch group. At 7 yards, you can fit them inside a $50. It'll be just a jagged hole at 7 or 10 yards. So at that distance, shockingly accurate. But keep in mind that you need to double action trigger pull. You got to stage that trigger really good. You got to get kind of a two-part step to it. Get it just most of the way back, and the last step really concentrating on breathing, side alignment, and trigger squeeze. Just go ahead and squeeze it, and making sure not to move or anything. And you can get those dime size groups out of a little 380. It has a good amount of power to it. You got a little bit more than the PPK, the Kel-Tec, but it is a little bigger gun. But you got 7 rounds in one magazine. I will say that Bersa makes, it's an unloaded mag, Bersa makes a few different models of this gun. This is their standard kind of all-around gun. It's called the Duotone, and it's silver, well, not silver, of course, but it's kind of made out of an alloy, almost like a satin kind of finish at the bottom. And the top, it's not blued, it's just a matte kind of black. And it's aluminum alloy. It's about a little over, I think it's just a little under 20 ounces, about 18 ounces if I'm not mistaken. So just a little lighter than a Walther, but I'm kind of going by memory. Yeah, it is just a little lighter than a Walther, and I don't consider a Walther to be heavy to carry. But you're not getting the great firepower that you would out of other guns. But that single stack magazine that this gun comes with, being the standard one, may be a little bit slimmer than a different model they have. They have you should probably look it up on YouTube. They got a Bersa Thunder Plus, which is a different model gun, of course. and it's got a much thicker grip, incorporates a double stack magazine. It's pretty wide, not that wide, but gives you 15 rounds ready to rock, or whatever. I mean, I don't really have any regrets and think, man, I should have bought that at all, because this gun is so slim and comfortable. And I really think if you make your shots count, and 7, well, you put one in the chamber, it's 8, so, whoops, hit the camera. 8 rounds of .380 should get the job done. The little cartridge it shoots is basically the same case length as a .32 ACP. It's just a 9mm caliber besides the .32 caliber. So it generally on paper should have a, how do I say this, a 33% better power rating than the .32 automatic, because it goes about the same speed as the .32, same case length and all that, except the .32 is 33% slimmer. So you get 33% the frontal area when using a .380, and it is just out of a snub nose. If you shoot plus P38s, this little .380 round is better than a plus P out of a snub nose. So you've got to think these little .380 pocket pistols are pretty easy to carry, a lot easier to conceal than a snub nose revolver, because it's thick. That may not be a problem, but again, just addressing a conflict there with that design. But it has more rounds. 8 rounds, you got the ability to carry extra magazines that aren't bulky, like speed loaders are pretty bulky to carry. So you got to think about that. But this gun's very, like I said, accurate. It's very reliable as well. Since I got it, about, I don't know, 350, 400 rounds through it. Well, probably 300. I'll say 300. Not a failure. Now, that is shooting just full metal jacket. I've shot a few hollow points through it, and I must say this is my recommended load. Federal 90 grain Hydra-Shock actually. It's a Hydrashok, I believe is how it's spelled. Hydra-Shock 380, 90 grain. Advertised 1,000 feet per second, 200 foot-pounds of energy. A little more, a little less, give or take, but generally speaking, it should be plenty enough. Like I was saying, this magazine here, this old magazine, got the gun used to come with it, and I found that the rounds, right before, probably after I put a couple hundred rounds through it, I don't know if the mag got weak or whatever, but the last round would jam. Didn't happen when I put 6 in the mag instead of 7 or 5 in the mag or whatever. When I put 7 in there, it would jam on the last round. So I keep 6 in this magazine, and I bought a new mag. I was going to anyway, but while I was buying it, it kind of happened while I wanted to buy it. But this new mag, of course, I put it in there, put 100 rounds through it, no problems at all. Just a nice little piece. Will cost you around $250, depending on where you live. Maybe $220 all the way up to $300 and something dollars. Depends. They come in a few different things. They have this. Also, forgot to mention this. It's called the Bersa Thunder CC model. I believe it has 8 or 9 rounds. And if you really want this gun for concealed carry, you might want to check that out. It's all black, so it's not really distinguishable if it shows. The sights are ridiculous on the CC model. They're almost sunk down to the slide. You feel nothing when you run your hands across them, yet they look just like the sights on this gun. And the sights are pretty good. Just blocky 3-dot combat sights, but they're thin and allows for decent, well, compared to a Glock sights, but they're pretty thin and allows for a decent target acquisition. Has a decock lever, I believe you might have seen me use already. Got that hammer cock back and you don't want to fire, just take it and just pop it down, and you got the decock right there. These little guns are nice. Fun fact here, used by the, it's going to take me a minute to think of it, one of the Air Forces, the Ecuadorian Air Force is what I'm thinking of. This gun is very durable. I've seen a lot of these last forever. Great track record and that kind of deal. And I think we're going to have to go to a part 2, guys, because there's a lot I want to talk about on this gun.